The first English colony in the New World was nothing short of a disastrous failure. In 1585, Sir Walter Raleigh took a group of 108 men to an island off the coast of North Carolina's Outer Banks to set up the Roanoke Island colony. This was 22 years before the settling of Jamestown and 37 years before the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock. This first venture was doomed from the beginning. The colonists were ill-prepared and fairly unintelligent. Even though they were dependent upon the native peoples in the area, and they had been informed that these people were loving and faithful, the colonists would kidnap and hold them hostage in hopes of gaining information on this new world. The colony's supplies dwindled, and they found themselves desperate by the time supply ships returned. When Sir Francis Drake arrived in Roanoke, the entire colony loaded onto the ship and returned for England. Drake took these colonists but left 15 of his men behind to look after the colony. These men were never seen again. This was the beginning of the mystery known as the Lost Colony. In July of 1587, Raleigh led another campaign to colonize Roanoke Island. This time, he brought not only men, but women and children as well. Each settler was offered a plot of land on which to build and help settle his city of Raleigh. They never made it inland as planned, so this new city would be built amid the ruins of the former colony. Among these colonists, there was a woman, Elizabeth Dare, who was with child at the time. Her daughter, Virginia Dare, was the first English child born in the American colonies. As tensions grew high between the settlers and the Indians, the colonists found themselves needing more supplies. Governor John White set sail to England planning to return with the much-needed supplies. When he returned, he found the colonists, including his daughter and granddaughter, Elizabeth and Virginia, had vanished. The only clues left behind to their disappearance were the letters C-R-O engraved on a tree and the word Croatan etched into the gatepost. So, what happened to the colony? There are many theories surrounding the disappearance of the Roanoke Island colonists. Some believe that they were killed off by the Spanish. While this appears possible, as the English and the Spanish were fighting over who would control the wealth found in the new land, research has shown that the Spanish had no knowledge of this colony, so it seemed highly unlikely that they would be found responsible. Another theory states that the colonists were killed by the Indians. This theory stems from a story told by Chief Powhatan to John Smith. Smith had inquired about the colonists, and Powhatan responded that he had killed the colonists who had taken residence with the Chesapeake Indians. Other than Powhatan's statement, there is no proof to back up this theory. That theory did, however, provide some information concerning another theory, that the lost colonists had taken upon themselves to leave the colony and assimilate into the Indians' culture. There are many different tribes that are linked to this theory: the Hatteras Indians, the Chesapeake Indians, and more recently the Luby Indians. The latter group is a group of descendants from the Hatteras Indians. This theory is the most acceptable theory, as this group of Indians has many English-sounding words and names in their native tongue. The tribe has always maintained that their ancestors include the Roanoke colonists, but like all other claims, there is no first-hand proof that this is the case. Some mysteries can never be solved. Sometimes the pieces of the puzzle become lost over time, and there is nothing we can do to find the true answers. But the mystery is also what keeps our interest up and the memory alive. While we may never know what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke Island, we will continue to investigate and in a way keep the colony and its inhabitants alive and found forever.